Okay, I got this Barlow here at a pawn shop, or I'm sorry, in an antique shop for 15 bucks. It's a Colonial, and everything's in excellent shape. I mean, nothing's broke. Nice snap. It's got a beautiful patina on it. But I'm gonna clean this up even more. It's got a half stop, both blades. It's a beautiful piece and well deserving of cleaning, because you can see here there's some rust going along here on the rocker bars, and it opens. It's got a great snap, so it just needs to be cleaned up really good, make it look a lot newer than it is. And it's carbon steel, so the patina will come back if I sand these down really, really shiny. You can look in that liner, there's a lot of shit in there. So what I'm going to do is give this thing a vinegar bath for a few hours. And then I'm going to start brushing it and cleaning it. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do to get this kicked off is I got some white vinegar here. This is 5%. And I'm going to open the knife here. And I'm going to let this vinegar and bicarbonate do its job. So I'll put some in the bottom of the container here. Let some get into the knife there really good. And then some bicarbonate. I'll do a little bit of scrubbing before I let it sit and soak. See, you got this shit on the scales here. This will take a lot of it off. Vinegar, I need some more. Come up a little higher. There we go. You see that really bubbling inside of that knife? I'll give a good dose of it in here. Alright, now I'll let this sit for a couple hours. Then I'll start cleaning again. Okay, folks, this watch has been in here for a few hours in this bath of white vinegar and baking soda. So I'll dry off what I can. Now this time I'm just going to pour some baking soda on it. Try to neutralize the acidity from the vinegar. Okay, now here I got it, some hot water in this foil here. And I'm just getting it scrubbed all I can. I'll start working on the inside. You see now most of the rust is off of these blades. And then most of it's just like, that's like pitting, not really rust. And most of that will go away when I sand it. Okay, so now it's time to get in here and remove anything on the inside that may be sitting in there. As you can see here, it's lifted halfway up. in this position. This has got a half stop. So when they go to half stop, they're completely flush again. So you're not getting anything underneath it. So you got to go half of that. So quarter stop. Now these springs are lifted up enough to get under and behind it. I'm going to get some more water. Now you can see it. Pretty good. Takes patience and a little time, but if you want to get all the grime and everything out of there, you know, take your time, enjoy what you're doing, right? There's no rush to get this done. Just time to get it done right. Okay, that's done. Looking good. I mean, nothing's really wore down on these blades for as old as it is, you know. It's like a 70s Barlow. Colonial Province, USA. And everything's solidly in place. Everything, liners are nice and straight. So what I'll do is I like to sand flat, okay, on these knives especially. I'm starting here with the 120. All right. All right. That's the first grit. You see, I got most of it. Now I'll raise these. See how I raise them? When you go to close them, it raises up. And then when you come to your half stop, this should be down flush again. And they're not. I mean, this ain't a true half stop when these are still up. But this raises it up above the bolsters where I can really get there. Yeah, nice. One more spot here yet. And one more there yet. I'm gonna close it. I like to do this flat, people. This is 120. And then I'll go to 180. And then 220. I like to have these foam pads. I mean, they work really great for skating across. And you'll see what I mean. I just start here like this. Okay, now I'm on the 180. No, what was this? 180 here? That's 120. This is 200. No, 180. And this is a foam pad. I mean, they work Fuck sweet, man. I mean, real sweet. And I wouldn't go crazy on these. Normally I go up to 1,000 grit, but I'm gonna hit this 220 and I'm gonna be done and then buff it. Because you got the natural pitting you see here on the blade on the top, you know, and then these things will patina right away again anyways. So keep them oiled up if you want to keep patina off, but as you use them they're gonna patina. So just make it look nice. Got this brown shit on here. I probably just scrape it off with a razor blade. It's like some cake grease or dirt, caked dirt that's been on it over the years. I use a razor blade like a scraper, like a wood cabinet scraper. It'll finally scrape and flatten this at the same time and not leave sand marks. I use cabinet scrapers in my first process of after I got my shape on scales to take them down. Then I'll use a scraper, cabinet scraper, which is just as sharp as this, and scrape my wood, and that eliminates more than half of my sanding from sandpaper. The scraper will get any rough sanding or grinding marks out of any wood in a heartbeat. You've seen that, you'll see that in some of my other videos. But if you look at this now, I'm using this razor blade to scrape this plastic, and it's looking new. I'm just taking everything that was old off the top and exposing the new underneath it. Really quick. And flat. There's no scratch marks on it. I'll show you the difference between the sides when I'm down here. A lot of knife guys and even half of the woodworkers out there, they don't understand the importance of cabinet scrapers. You literally save half of your money and half of your time sanding anything when you use cabinet scrapers, because they'll take it off way faster and flat. And it virtually eliminates scratch marks from sandpaper or any any other machine that makes a scratch mark on your material, your wood, your plastic, anything. Be careful around this because I want not want to lose these saw marks. So I'm going to buff it without burning it and try to get these pins exposed to raw metal. I'd probably get that toothbrush and try to get everything I can around it. You want to sand this. You don't want to lose none of that natural finish. You'll see the difference with the scraper, without the scraper. And you can take a finer sandpaper like this and touch it up. But now, see that? I didn't have to work as hard. Okay, I'm hitting this now with 1,000 grit. I got past the 220. I'm jumping right to 1,000. Putting this on that foam pad makes it a lot easier. But you can see here, it goes pretty quick. I got a half an hour into this knife already. I'm almost there for the buffing. You don't have to go to 1,000. I think this is where I'm going to stop. You can go to 2,500, 4,000, whatever you like. But really, I'm not going to get rid of that pitting. I'm just making it look nice. You know, you can see the pitting on the top. It's just natural age of the metal with the old rust that was in it that got to it. I got a fairly deep scratch across the bottom here. Not too deep, but enough to where I'm not going to really sand it out and care about it. But other than that, overall around, it's starting to look pretty damn nice. So I'll finish up on these two blades, finish this other bolster, and we'll be ready to buff. I would say. Okay. He say, it's Ote, made American. Sorry, I don't talk politics on my page. I done lost faith in my government years ago. Anyways, looking good. Looking good. I think it's time to buff. Hit that real quick on the buffer. I'll show you the final results. I'll show you the final results after I buff it. I'm gonna hand polish it. So, buffer next. Okay, time for a quick buffing now. When you buff, the majority of your buffing compound gets pushed out through the corners. So I like to put the buffing compound heavy on these corners. Now, you don't have to go heavy with this on the plastic. If you do, you're going to melt it. I'm taking that corner of that wheel with the saw marks. Go hand buff it now and put some metal glow. Clean it up, oil it up, and it should be done. I'll get all this buffing paste off of here by hand. Okay, I'm going to get all this buffing build up off of it. Okay. We'll give this bolster a little buff. And I'm going to use a finer sock. Look at that, folks. I mean, that's brand new. No scratches. Mirror finish. I mean, does it get any better than that, really? See the Colonial there? Colonial, Province, USA. Okay, blades are done. Let's take this out and get the inside bolsters or liners. Got my inside, my 1mm screwdriver. Look at that. That's what I use, folks. Metal Glow. Cleans, polishes, and protects. Removes tarnish and oxidization. Good stuff. Everybody uses something different. Use what you're used to for polishing. Now you see I didn't go crazy on this knife with a bunch of oil and shit and all that. No need for that, man. It's just a waste of time and money. I mean, it literally take me about an hour to clean this knife if I didn't have to do it on camera. Now I'll just put some Max Edge cleaner, lubricant, and protectant made for knives. Put a little bit on this side, a little bit on this side. Open them back up. A little bit on each side there. Drop some down on each side there. Maybe where the spring pin is. And that's it. You don't see me. No need for it. Because that oil is working its way down right now. And it just needs a little bit to get her going. See that oil getting on everything? That's what you want. That means it's traveling down in there where you want it. This is a lubricant protectant oil. So to get down there, it'll protect that rocker spring. Okay, now I'll wipe all the oil off of it that I can. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my page. And I thank you all for watching. Hope you got something out of this and it helps you along on your next knife restore, or cleanup anyway. But other than that, this is a complete job. Back to looking new. This is how I do it. I mean, you could do it according to any of the other guys online. I mean, it's up to you. This is what I've done for over 30 years. Or come to do over 30 years of learning this. I got a little bit in there, but I'll worry about that some other day. Just a tiny bit. You can't see it much. But there she is, folks. Half stop. Half step. I'll leave most of this oil that remains that gets down on them on the blades because they're carbon steel and they just keep it really nice, right? But like I said, if you look at these blades, there ain't no way you're going to get them pits out of there that were left behind by aged rust. Just letting a knife be a knife. Colonial Province, USA. And then on the pen blade, it says USA. And like I said, when I close this up, whatever oil is left in there is going to stay. Barlow. Okay. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you on the next one. You got any ideas you want to see me do? Any knives you want me to see me to do? Or you got a knife you want to send in to me to get cleaned up? Just leave me a comment down there. And please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to make my page one of the most informative knife pages on all of YouTube. Again, I stress to go to my playlist and you'll learn I got a lot of content of other people's videos on the history of knives and famous builders and the history of the knife. You learn a lot in my playlist, folks. Go check it out, and I'll see you on the next one, okay? Peace.